Hey everyone, welcome back to Tara. This is another product preview video. This one focused on educator productivity, a topic which most folks don't talk about, but we know that as educators, whether you're a teacher, coach, administrator, your day is crazy. It's controlled chaos and you have more things to do than any other profession on the planet. And so Tara designed this HQ page to be your custom homepage designed specifically for the educator. So what you see here is first trying to knock out one of the biggest things that takes up our time as educators, which is finding and getting to our different resources, portals, apps. So on the left side here, you see a bunch of different icons which represent different shortcuts. A shortcut is just another way to say either a bookmark or a file. So if your bookmarks had a baby with Google Drive, that is what your shortcut section looks like. So you can see here, I've already got some shortcuts to some apps that I constantly use like Kahoot or Remind. And so I can create these. There are also a whole library of them. And when I double click on one, it'll take me right to that resource. Now, you can also put in different files and links. So for instance, I created a series of parent communication templates for myself, and I uploaded that file here so I know it's right there when I have to go email my parents. I can pop that open and look at it. Now, if I want to add another shortcut, so for instance, if I want to add Infinite Campus, for example, and a lot of people use Infinite Campus for grades and attendance. All I got to do is copy the URL, click Add Shortcut. I'll put in a name that makes sense for me. So maybe for me, I'll just put in grades and attendance. So I know that that's why I'm using it. Type or copy in the URL, hit Add to my HQ, and there you have it. It is right there for me. So I don't have to remember it. I don't have to worry about figuring out where the URL is. It's right there in my HQ homepage. I could also do this with files. So if I want to add, for instance, an IEP template, I'll use one of a fake student we use for our demos. I can upload a file. You see, I just switched to file there. And this little drop down, file goes into here. I hit add to my HQ. And now it pops up right there for me. So you can see you can customize your own homepage here. And I haven't even gotten to the other tools on the right side yet. Best of all with the shortcuts is you can share content much easier than having to email it back and forth. So I found some great videos online about small group instruction and classroom management. If I wanted to share these with a colleague, I can go up and hit this share button, type in that colleague's email address, assuming they are a Tara user, which is free, by the way. Click on their name, hit add, and now I can send it to them. So that shortcut, small group instruction video link will appear right on their HQ, just as you see it here, and they'll get a notification saying that I shared it with them. So we don't have to go back and forth. We don't have to email each other. They just have it right there, and they can check it out. Great for coaching and also for helping colleagues out in your departments. Now, productivity doesn't stop there. We also want to help you stay on top of your task day to day. So on the right side, you see a few different tabs, a to-do list, a notepad, a resource bank, and then for our special educators, we have a progress monitoring tab, which I will discuss in our SPED HQ video. Highly recommend checking that out. For everybody else, let's start with the to-do list. So this is an interactive to-do list where you can write out your different tasks for yourself, attach documents, put in due dates. You can see this was created by me. And I can change the status. So if I've started this process, maybe I've added a goal or objective or two, and that'll help me keep track of it. Best of all, though, is if I wanted to do a sample task for my team, I can actually assign this task to other members in my department or my team. So let's add in, you can see there's an all staff option there. I can also add in another colleague. I can put them as an assignee, save it. And now I just hit this plus button and you can see it's right up here. It lists us, it tracks our progress. And then when Scott Marcus, this other user, updates their status, it'll change the little square to tell me where they're at and what they're doing. You can always go back and edit this kind of stuff. But this makes it super easy to work together as teams, follow up after PLCs and department meetings. Something that a lot of teachers don't have access to is a simple task manager like this. We have your notepad, which is very straightforward. And then we also have a resource bank. The average teacher spends 7 to 12 hours a week curating or creating different strategies, templates, materials. So we've taken a lot of that legwork out of it for you. In this resource bank, we have a bunch of different resources, everything from engagement strategies to materials you can download, handouts, slide templates, and also just best practices when it comes to differentiation and special education. So the first thing to do is start with a category. If you come over here, you'll see when we click the drop down, a bunch of categories pop up. So if I just wanted some templates, I could go to the organizers and charts category. And our team of teachers has gone and found all the free resources that are out there. So let's say you need a cause and effect chart. You click on it, the button turns blue, and then you see up here some different info and links to different downloadable charts. We got PDF versions from some great websites. We also have our own version, which you can copy and make your own. You can edit it and do what you need to do. If you want engagement strategies because your room's getting a little stale or you want to try something different, we definitely suggest checking out our different categories. There's an around the room category as an example. So if you want to get your kids up and around the room, you click on that category, you can see the different cards have changed. So for instance, if you want to do a four corners activity, you click on this. We've got a template for that for handouts. There's a tutorial video we found online that's freely available. And again, everything you're seeing right now, free for teachers and any user who signs up for Tara right now. We also include a pro tip and a summary of what the strategy is in case you're not familiar with it. So this is particularly great for new teachers as well. We have a special education category with some different strategies and articles about how to provide different behavior supports. These are really, really great for special educators. We've got some tips on differentiation. Again, all of this is to take the legwork out of you having to go find this stuff. We've already done it. We found the best stuff. We put it right here for you. So this is your HQ page. Again, it's meant to be your home page. A lot of users like to use it as that, and it allows you to stay on top of everything you're doing. Now, we also have a pretty robust lesson planner, which I will just give you a quick preview of in here. So here you can create as many classes as you want. So let's say I want to create my 9th grade English class. I can add co-teachers. I can add collaborators. Hit save, pops up right here for me. And then when I open it up, I can start by creating a unit. I can import lessons. So if you have curriculum you've made, whether it's a document, a PDF, PowerPoint, or maybe your school's given you curriculum. So let's look at what that even looks like. So I'm going to create one unit. This takes no time. So I'll call this unit 1. And we'll add these lessons later since we don't have any lessons yet. You can attach files. You can attach an assessment or otherwise. And now I'm going to actually go in and start creating lessons. So you can see there's no lessons here yet. What I want to do is come up to our create button, and now I'm going to import some lessons. So we give you the option to either import these as a single plan, whether you're going to do like a week all at once, or you can have them be separate plans. So let's just say I want to use some curriculum that was given to me by my school. I'm going to combine it into one. I'm going to assign it one unit or put it in my unit 1, and I'll say sample. We're going to do Eureka math lessons since I have them handy. Even though I know that that is not the class I created. Sample Eureka math lessons. I can add standards here. So this is also great if you're actually trying to, create a curriculum map. And I'm going to bounce all over here because I'm just using the things that first come to mind. But these are the ELA standards, for instance, and you can check off as many as you need. You can apply them. We have all the Common Core standards, and we're in the process of adding every state in the United States as well. So all those will be in there. I can hit save. I can add an objective. So a student will be able to ... And now I get to pick my dates. So let's say I want to plan this for tomorrow. And if I'm importing a lesson, I'll upload a file. So let's go to my Eureka Math Module 1, and I'll upload Lesson 1. Now, if I want to add more lessons, so let's add 2 more. I'm going to skip the standards and the objectives for now since you just saw what that is like, although I will put these in. You do not have to put standards and objectives in. It's completely optional, although obviously, long-term you want to align to those. But for now, for our sake, you can just quickly set some dates and get this stuff in so you've got your entire calendar worked out. You can see once you figure out what files you're attaching, this takes almost no time. I'm creating an entire curriculum map from scratch with almost no work to be done. I just hit start import. And here's where it gets super cool. So it's importing my lessons, and you'll see them pop up right here, sample Eureka math lessons. I've got 3 here, so I can actually cycle through and just look at the different standards and objectives without even having to go into the lesson itself. But I do want to go in and check it out. And so I'm going to click edit lesson plans, edit plans. And the beauty of importing is that you can see the actual PDF in front of you. Now, this works with PowerPoint slides. This also works with documents. And down here, I can toggle between the different days of my plan. So this is really, really great. Again, it takes a lot of the time out of actually creating the plans and putting them together. You can always change dates. You can change standards. If you are importing, you can add lesson notes here, which is great, especially for internalization. So we have, you come in here and you can put in your notes and save them for each specific day. And then best of all, we've got our resource bank right here again for you. So we make it super easy to reference. If you're starting from scratch, you'll see a blank text field here, and we have some templates. I can also show you that briefly. But all of this is designed really to make it super easy for you to get up and started and planning quickly. Just in case for those curious, let's say I wanted to create a lesson from scratch. You'll see here I'm using a gradual release template that we put in. You also have an EdTPA template. We got a bunch of templates in here. But you can see I can come in here and actually edit this. And it's just it's a text document. Same idea. I can find a strategy in here, add it into my lesson, and then toggle between my different lessons for the week. So the last thing we'll show you after this awesome lesson planner is to go to our calendar, which everybody knows is the teacher's best friend. Now, this calendar was designed specifically with teachers in mind. So I'm going to go down to the week view. And what you'll see is not only do I see that I have tasks due on these days, I also see the lessons and my meetings. So Tara allows you to actually schedule meetings. So I'm going to come up here and create a meeting just for example's sake. Call this a sample meeting. Very similar layout to like your Google or Outlook kind of thing. I'll add it to August 2nd. I can select my time. We'll just say it's at 7 a.m., although that would be a nightmare for me personally, but hey, you do what you got to do. Again, you can add guests to this. So I'll add our friend Scott here. And then, of course, you can set a template for the meeting. So if it's an IEP meeting or a collaborative meeting or a co-teaching meeting, coaching session, we've got templates for you. Let's say it's co-teacher planning. I've got a whole agenda lined up that helps guide us through. Hit save. Can send that invite to Scott, and now it pops up on my calendar. Now, best of all, if you click on a specific date, it allows you to actually see the tasks, lessons, and meetings for that day. So here are my tasks. I can change the status from right here. I can go to my lessons and see what I've got. My standards and objectives are displayed. I can go in and actually look at the lessons. I can download them quickly, and then I can see the meetings I've got. Look how easy this is. This is so much better than your typical Google Calendar. You can go back and forth between these different things, and it's designed specifically for teachers. So once again, Tara is meant to be a hub for productivity in addition to content and performance management for teachers and schools. We hope that you give it a try. It is free for individual teachers, and this is really meant to speed up your day and keep you focused on what matters, which is students and yourself. Thank you for watching.